Hare Krishna. Inglês. Puedes entender inglês? Puedes. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Pragrakacharya Asadhara Sadushi Kuman. His divine grace, Lacey Bhakti-Joga Smaharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Slava Zabrani Bhakti, Slava Shri Guru, Shri Gurangi, Mam Vishnupad, Vishnu Prasnapate, Srimad-bhagavatam Swami Tanamane, Namaste Saraswatim Deve, Gauravani Vacharane, Nirvishesha Srinivadi Paskatyade Siddharane. Om Agyanatmanadasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobisham Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadamtikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapatakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shra Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Krishna Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vasakan Vitam Scha Hey Krishna Karna Sindho Dinabandho Vidakate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taktakan Shri Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhaya Sudhadevi Pranamamiri Priye Panchakapa Jubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyavacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pranitananda Shadvaita Radhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, Perfection of Renunciation, text number 13, text number 11. Ihi deha vrita sakyam yaktam karma sheshataha yasu karma pala tyagi satagitya pidiyate Ihi deha vrita sakyam yaktam karma sheshataha yasu karma pala tyagi satagitya pidiyate Nihi deha vrita sakyam yaktam karma sheshataha yasu karma pala tyagi satagitya pidiyate Yahi deha vrita sakyam yaktum karma sheshataha yasu karma pala tyagi satagitya pidiyate. Ladies. Ihi deha vrita sakyam yaktum karma sheshataha yasu karma pala tyagi satagitya pidiyate. Na, never. He, certainly. Deha brita, body and body. Satyam, is possible. Kyaptum, to be renounced. Karmani, activities. Asheshataha, altogether. Ya, anyone who. To, but. Karma, Tyagi, the renouncer. Saha, he. Tyagi, the renouncer. Iti, thus. Abhidiyate, is said. Translation of purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is indeed impossible for the embodied soul to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who is truly renounced. Purport. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita that one can never give up work at any time. Therefore, he who works for Krishna does not enjoy the fruit results, who offering everything to Krishna is actually a renouncer. There are many members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness who work very hard in their office or in the factory or some other place. Whatever they earn, they give to the society. Such highly elevated souls are actually sannyasis and are situated in the renounced order of life. It's clearly outlined here how to renounce the fruits of work and for what purpose fruits should be renounced. So the text again, Nehi deha prita sakyam tyatvam karma nasheshitaha estu karma pala tyagi satyagi tyapidiyate. It is indeed impossible for the embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who is truly renounced. Namo Vishnu Vraya Krishna Prasavate Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Vacharane Nirvishesha Srinivadi Paschadya Deshatarane. Krishna will go through a long explanation of, we could say, karma yoga, then jnana yoga. He analyzes everything in the 18th chapter in terms of the three modes of material nature. And the idea is that we should try to come to the mode of goodness. Because in goodness, we can see things properly, we can understand things properly, we experience things as they actually are. Just like, for instance, if you want to eat a nice meal of prasadam, the best thing to do is to have a nice clean tongue. Now if you put a glove on your tongue and you try to eat the prasadam, it's not very pleasant. Nor can you really taste what the food is actually like. So in the same way, this body, not the body itself, but the coverings in the body, because the body is simply made out of the gross and subtle material elements, but it's mixed up with the three modes. And the mode of ignorance, our spiritual senses, because we experience everything through our spiritual senses, is covered the most. In other words, our actual perception of reality is the most diminished. And the mode of passion is less diminished. But in the mode of goodness and the progressively higher and higher stages of pure goodness, free from all ignorance and passion, means that we actually experience things through our spiritual senses. And that's say one can actually experience reality, which is Krishna consciousness. In other words, everything and everyone is non-different from Krishna actually. Simultaneously one but different. And Krishna is a reservoir of all pleasure, is a reservoir of all bliss, of all knowledge, eternally. And he emanates not just simply pleasure. Pleasure means love and affection towards all living entities. So when our senses are uncovered, then we can actually experience what Krishna consciousness is actually like. Now, the main obstacle is because we identify ourselves with these gross and subtle bodies, and they have so many needs. Well, at least we think they have needs. We have so many desires in relation to this gross and subtle body, and on the basis of those desires, we're working. Now, working can be very simple life. That is, doing what's only necessary so that we can maintain the body in terms of eating and sleeping, etc. but generally the spirit soul has much more ambition than just simple living. So every desire we have accompanies with the idea that we have to control the material nature and in order to enjoy it. So then our desires to control and enjoy increase. But the problem is that every desire to control and enjoy also covers our consciousness. Therefore Maharaji Shabde says, Nunam pramata kurute vikarma edendriya pitya apinoti nisado manye yata atmanoyam asannati kleshada ashadeha. The word nuna means indeed, so he was surprised. Nunam pramata. That all of us were more or less crazy. Because if you tell everyone they're crazy, anyone they're crazy, they'll become insulted. But we are crazy. Just like, for instance, if you went to a Halloween, into a party, and everyone had a disguise on. Someone was dressed as Dracula, someone was dressed as Frankenstein, someone was the good fairy, someone was the bad fairy. So in that party, everyone is assuming that they're a certain role. But actually, we know that they're not their role. It's just a temporary disguise they put on. Similarly, this putting on these material bodies is nothing but a temporary covering for our real self, our real identity. But because we identify ourselves, just like if someone identified themselves as Frankenstein or Dracula, and in the party they kept on looking at your neck, feeling thirsty, you conclude that they're a little crazy, that they're taking their role as Dracula so seriously in this costume party that they're actually thirsting after your neck. See, then if they went for your neck, you'd certainly call the police and have them taken away. Because they're crazy. Now, if they were actually Dracula, they could be excused because everyone needs its food. But since they're just imagining themselves to be Dracula, they're considered to be crazy. So similarly, because we're imagining ourselves with this body, we're also crazy. But because we're in the midst of all these other crazy people, therefore it's perfectly normal to be crazy. But the reality is that we're spiritual beings with a spiritual identity, and we have to work our way towards spiritual realization. That doesn't mean we're going to suddenly become self-realized overnight, but at least we have to accept that there's a better state of awareness that we're at now at the present. And there's a process by which we can achieve it. So here Krishna is saying the most elemental thing is don't be attached to the results of our work. Now everyone knows whatever we have, there's a feeling of attachment towards it. That if we lost the pen, we'd feel very bad. My pen, where's my pen? You took my pen. I didn't take your pen. Someone took my pen. That we feel emotionally attached. What to speak of a pen, our house, our friends, our children, our body. We're so much absorbed in identifying with these things that we feel attachment to it. And then when we work on the basis of that attachment, it becomes stronger. Just like if you don't have a pen, well, say you didn't have something, you don't feel attached to it. If you're driving in someone's car and someone crashes into the car, if it's not your car, you don't really care very much. You may pat the person on the back, oh, don't feel so bad. Because you don't feel bad, because it's not your car. But the person who thinks himself to be the owner of the car, then he feels quite bad that someone hit his car. So similarly, if we don't have something, we won't be attached to losing it. And if we have something, and then we work hard to get it, which is painful to get it, but then when we get it, then we're always fearful of losing it. And guess what? Whatever we have, we're destined to lose. Sounds pretty pessimistic, doesn't it? Whatever we have, including our body, we're destined to lose. So we're making ourselves unhappy in the future because we're attached to the things in the present. Now we all have great hopes because we're going to live so long. We're going to live hundreds and hundreds of years in this body, so we might as well, a little attachment is not so bad. But actually we're not going to live that long in this body. Our stay in this body in Kali Yuga is so short that even the demigods are amazed at how these souls are attached to such a temporary existence. So the result is here Krishna is saying, work, do whatever you have to do, but do it for me. Because we have to do it for something. Either we do it for our husband or our wife or for our pet dog. We have to do it for someone, so why not do it for Krishna? And if Krishna is the proprietor of everything, then the material nature will let us off. It won't disturb us. So one can see that practically if one tries that out. Do something for Krishna without attachment. And the result is that one actually feels good. Because one can actually feel Krishna a little bit more. One is more closer to the spiritual atmosphere. And the spiritual atmosphere, there's only happiness. And the material world, of what we get here, and in fact, the nicer the more we hanker, the more for something that we think will make us happy, the more we suffer. And the nicer is that whatever we get, then we suffer even more when we lose it. It's like when I was in India, going to the Iyengar Center in Pune every morning. Hriday Chaitanya Prabhu, another devotee, and Mahendra Prabhu, myself, would go every morning. And on the way, we always pass by the people sleeping on the street. Because there's quite a bit of Mumbai, there's quite a bit of people sleeping on the street. But actually those people were probably happier than most of the people in Mumbai. If you go to Mumbai, it's quite an unpleasant place to be. So crowded, so many people running back and forth, so much noise. But the people who sleep on the street, they had nothing to worry about. They didn't have to pay any rent. They didn't have to worry about their prestige, about people insulting them. They didn't have to worry about anything. They just had to make sure that they got their little space there to sleep on. And then their problem was solved. And everyone else in Mumbai was running back and forth, trying to get a nice, enough money so they can get a comfortable bed to sleep in. And they're always uncomfortable for most of the day, running back and forth in the pollution. And in the hustle and bustle, they're putting themselves into so much anxiety just so they could go to sleep at night. Well, if you're asleep at night, how many people really consider the bed that they're sleeping in at night? Do you ever go to sleep at night and you think, well, I'm doing pretty good here. I'm sleeping in a nice bed. As soon as you go to sleep, which takes around 2 seconds if you're fortunate, you forget about what bed you're in. So all this working hard to get a nice bed is good for around 2 seconds. Then after that, you don't care. But if you work so hard and you have so much anxiety to pay for the rent, pay for the children, pay for the education, pay for this and pay for that, so you can have a nice bed to sleep at night, you can't sleep at night because you're too worried about all these things you got to pay for. And the person who has nothing, he has nothing to lose, he's completely free from anxiety because he doesn't care, he doesn't work, he doesn't pay for anything. So he goes to sleep right away. And he doesn't wake up dreaming about not paying the bills for the bed. They're taking my bed away. What am I going to do? So the aim is, we're not about to do that. I don't think any of us are enthusiastic to go to Mumbai and sleep on the street there to solve our problems. Although that time is coming for some people, for a lot of people. But what we can do is offer everything to Krishna while we have the chance. In other words, do whatever, not think this is my bed, not think that this belongs to me, this belongs to me. Think that this belongs to Krishna and utilize for Krishna. So we think about Krishna. And if we think about Krishna, then we'll be transported to another platform of awareness. Thinking about Krishna means that there's a different level of activities going on which are simply in the realm of bliss and love, eternally, and full, ever-increasing consciousness. That possibility is there in our heart if we turn onto channel Krishna within the heart and think about him. And if we can't think about him, that's all right. At least if we do something for him, then eventually Krishna will appear in his heart, in our heart, because of our sincere desire to please him. We can't force Krishna to appear in our heart because he's God. But if we please him, he'll appear automatically by his own will. Within our heart, we'll remember him. And then we'll experience what real exchange of love is, because that's what Krishna is anxious for. If we do something to please him, then he'll appear within our minds and our consciousness, and he'll give us the experience of his love, and our love will grow ever more. And if we don't feel great love for Krishna, still if we do it, at least knowing that we're supposed to please Krishna, that that's who we're supposed to be pleasing, because he's the owner of everything here belongs to him. So we should try to please him, because his mission is the most benevolent mission. He wants everyone to realize they're eternal. He wants everyone to realize how happy they can be. He wants everyone to be aware of everything is ultimately wonderful. So that's what he wants. He wants the best for everyone. And anyone who doesn't agree with Krishna, to one degree or another, they're less auspicious than Krishna would be. Less auspicious activities. Anything done in Krishna consciousness, under the direction of Krishna and his representatives, is totally auspicious. And everything else may apparently be auspicious, but it cannot be as auspicious as trying to please Krishna and his devotees. Everything else is secondary. Or, even worse than secondary, everything else is more or less actually inauspicious. Because the only real auspicious position for ourselves is in the land of bliss and knowledge. Eternal bliss and knowledge. Every place else is inauspicious for us. They may be less inauspicious, which means less painful. Less painful in the material world means happier. But actually, it's all painful. And the only real happiness is found in spiritual consciousness, trying to please Krishna, which we can do even here. We don't have to go to Goloka Vrindavan. Just here right now, if we try to please Krishna, then we'll be blissful. Because Krishna will appear to us, and wherever Krishna goes is Vrindavan, and Vrindavan is the total atmosphere of bliss, love, and eternality forever. So I'll stop there. Any questions or comments? Yes.
Hare Krishna. I was thinking there's this flood in Slovenia, so I was thinking what should we do for these people? There was this flood in...
flood. Teach the people how to swim. What to do with you? Well, we distribute prasadam, we chant Hare Krishna. We do the same thing we always do for everyone. What can you do? The whole world is full of karmic reactions. And we're also part of those karmic reactions. People are, whatever is going on, we should understand is people's past activities. Now that doesn't mean we're insensitive, but we want to help people so they don't go through another flood in their next lifetime. And we don't have to go through it with them. Because if you go there and do charitable activities, even in the mode of goodness, they're going to have to come back and they're going to have to help you when you go through the flood. On the other hand, what we do, wherever we go, whether it's flood people or not, whatever, of course, if there's something to need, you know, we're not insensitive because they're also, we're paradukha dukhi. We're unhappy when we see others unhappy. So we go there and distribute prasadam, chant the holy name, help them whatever we can, but in Krishna consciousness. Give them prasadam, give them the holy name, give them some knowledge. So they don't have to go through this miserable material existence again. Other than that, if we just give them food and we don't give them Krishna consciousness, or we give them whatever and we don't give them Krishna consciousness, it's like blowing on a boil. It's temporary relief, but they have to go through more karmic reactions. Why should we waste our time? Because we waste so much time, which is a problem anyhow. But why should we waste any more time without giving them the real solution to the problem? The real solution is to help them become Krishna conscious. So we should become Krishna conscious so we can help them become Krishna conscious. And in the meantime, prasadam is there. But we should tell them it's from Krishna. We should also go and tell them why they're having these problems. And if they don't want to hear it, there's so many other people who will go and help them too, hopefully. But we shouldn't lose our Krishna consciousness. We shouldn't forget what actually the solution to their problems are. The same solution to our problems. Anything else? Because people will say you're insensitive, but actually they're in ignorance. Because we're in ignorance also, that's another thing. But at least we know we're in ignorance. And we know the solution to how to get out of ignorance. So that we should inform others so that they don't have to go through their suffering anymore. And if they don't want to hear, then what can we do? And if they want to criticize us, if people are in a jail, they're breaking bricks, and someone sees that some prisoner is not breaking bricks, and they say, well, why are you breaking bricks? Doing something like all the rest of us are doing. Because breaking bricks is a waste of time. So simply, without participating in the ultimate solution with Krishna consciousness, then what everyone is doing is just a waste of time. And we do something very nice to people, as I said, then they're going to have to come back and repay us. Rules of karma apply everywhere. So we feed them in this lifetime, we'll clothe them, whatever, and then they have to come back and pay us back. Sometimes they have to pay us back more than we gave them. So we're involved in karmic reactions, although they're good karmic reactions. But then we have to take birth again to receive the good results of our karmic good activities. And that's suffering. And they have to take birth again too, to help us this time, pay us back. Anything else? All right, thank you very much. Grandaraj Bhagavad Gita, Tira, Srila Prabhupada, Tira, Prahladananda Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
And mislim, da
tu je, ni šel v Hajdu, to sigurno ni šel, tu je.
ni še, boš so kje. Mislim, da bi šel iz mene. Mogo biti jaz nas kako dobro.
Kje pa? Doma? Se bi jutro videl, kako bi videl, kakva je situacija. Ga malo gre? Ki dela, dobro pove.
Kaj pa bo?
Aha.
Ali ga imate to?
Je.
Ali kje spet na morju?
Samo zdaj je Mukunda, kako je to prišel. Koliko si ti resni?
Treba kaj s Ljubljani.
Ha?
Bo vrgla, da si vam višel mošina.
Kjer je pošel?
Bomo zjutraj vse se.
Ti se mu zjutraj zdaj.
Samo zdaj zašlo ne more, ker si, če gremo že v 10, ono do 12, ne veš kaj rekel, da si.
Ja, ne moramo, ja. To je tako.
Kaj ti sigurno ne zjutraj?
Ja, moramo, ja.
Ne to povemo.
Ha?
Spomnimo se podečim, kako pa kaj pa.
Ja, rečemo na polu. Če se viš Mara, če pride zadnji tedno.
Da si kavalir za nanter, da vam bi šel povedati. Mislim, malo. Da sestro.
Drugač pa si mišlja, jutri zjutraj vrača. Ja, tako da, če res imaš željo, se lahko zmišljal z menimo, ne? Če bi ošel na površno. To malo,
She can make connections, so why not? It's only the body. He said
That way you put them where the pots.
Not so fast.
No.
Lahko jaz mišljal vprašam, če bi Saša pokučala.
Če nima avto.
Ma.
A nima?
He's not changing.
A mu ga bo si dal skaj?
Dolga zgodba, samo malo avto, lahko je odpovedati 12.
Tako je rekel, ali kaj?
Ja, rekel, da pride zjutraj sem. Tako da pol vas upaj zdravo.
Nima. Če on ima avto, se nima, če mu ga nosi posebno. On nima svoj avto, on bo avto, če mu
Pa ne po tega mojega je šel.
Snižo je.
Ja.
O, kamen. Ja, rekel, da bi šel dal.
Ne vem, on ima nama jakijo, ne, to je zelo.
Si takrat bomo že nazaj.
Ja.
Je pa si prej?
Ja, če bi prišli nazaj, bi šli. Ja, bi šlo, če bi ti mu pomoč, če bi ti zrihto to. Bom jaz zamišljal ta vprašanje. Če gre jutro. Ja, drugače smo mišljali, da sem znal tudi, če bo tu.
Si mu šel dvigati ti pravko?
On je že dal malo, jutro sem potal. Mišljal kabrioleta, potalja sem, ki je že dvignul za 20. prav.
Ki pa je bil popravljal?
one installation.
Mislim, da potni popravki bo tisto podrgnik bil malo, ko ga moramo štriti. Na robovih. Ja, pa malo zatrsnil motor, ker je bil tega olja, pa nekaj noda, tako da malo kao prima, če se vidi primoli, pa to ne. Ja, ne, zato zraja energije, če sta dva vrtovec, pa ta sta se kregala, kjer je boljši ašram. Skoro raznoslo avto.
In to na poti navzdol brez odstavnega pasa. Ti se pa res vznemiril, da en avto vrnjak naleti. Ti se smejiš, ja. Ok, si imel vedel Krišno videl.
Smallest is 6 months, and the oldest 7 years. They felt it. When they saw me, they hugged me. They know what there's something happening. Yeah, really. And I was so surprised after my husband left the body. I was 2 weeks at home. Then I came back, and then the kids came. And without asking, they're hugging me, really, really heavy. They come, this 1-year-old, he came. trained in this world.
Yeah.
And in this way, how they train and go to school. I think it's between 5 and 7, you forget this. Some people don't forget in language. This, for example, this Chichakti Mataji, she never forgot. She still sees these creatures, but just small kids can see. My husband, in the last week, he was seeing also a lot of, I was saying, what? I said, okay, I was looking out of the window, I said, there are rakshasas outside. And then he said, come close, and I said, you need my eyes to see this. I said, yeah.
What is rakshasas?
These are rakshasas, these are, what is this? These are these creatures in Ramayana, for example, this bears, yes, bear creatures. Yeah. And they're very heavy and they're fighting and they're the demigods and they're these others, these rakshasas. And he could also see elves and all the stuff he could see in the monastery. Everything's his mind opening.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. You can open that. I mean, everyone.
But this is not our purpose to do this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's also not our purpose to learn the cities. Everybody could do this. You know what cities are? What? City. My husband's name, but cities are, there are 8 cities existing. For example, in India, many people, they learn this. They can extend, for example, this hair to 100 meters and take something like that. Yes, yes, of course. Then you can learn this if you want. You can also learn it. But this is waste of time. You can learn also. Yeah. And there's also, when you have to do the smallest, you can make yourself like this.
Physically.
Oh, yes. It is possible. Anybody could learn this. It's existing, yeah? It's a waste of time to learn this stuff. And through Prabhupada also, it's not our philosophy. This is only to impress somebody. You can be this and this.
You're not satisfied the Lord with this.
Yes.
The Lord is not happy with this.
No, it is not. There are many, in India there are many of these, whose word is sadhus and graduates. This is, there are the scriptures there are in End of Devotion is explained that there are 8 cities existing and everything is there explained. This does not make no sense to learn this, to practice this. Chant your Hare Krishna is much better. But in the end, what is, you cannot take any money with you. You can only take the spiritual thing that you take everything.
Yeah, if your work is done with souls, like this woman,
Yeah.
you will know. I mean, and you will have that
Yeah.
just naturally.
Yeah. She has it naturally.
Yeah, yeah,
She did not lose it.
yeah. I mean, Krishna give you that naturally,
Yeah.
but if you force that,
Yeah, she and of course it was there. She said, I was playing with these souls when I was small, and I was playing with them and talking, and she was seeing, and she was thinking that everybody could see this. She didn't know that only she could see. And this everybody was thinking, who was playing with? And don't you see? Are we playing nice together? And she could see it, but anybody else could not. And she later realized that the others cannot see this. Because if you see this always, then you think everybody can see this.
and she is strange for others.
Yes,
She
yes,
was strange for others.
yes, that's it.
People think that she is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, there's all that. But she's crazy.
And maybe she, in one moment, if she don't know what is happening with her,
Yeah.
she can think that too. I mean,
Yeah,
if
of course,
you don't have the
They can influence you.
Yeah.
That's it. good shaman means something for your health.
Yeah, for my health, yeah, not for visual, but also for health.
It's health too.
Yeah.
Of course, it's also important.
Yeah, and
Take care of yourself.
yeah, I'm thinking a long time, should I take this, should I not, I know this body, how I will wear this, and I'm thinking.
Again, you decide you have to, the body is your temple.
Yeah.
You have to decorate the temple. You have to clean the temple. This is why we eat only clean stuff. This is why we take every day shower. This is why we make our tilak every day. This is decorating our temple. The body is our temple. And this is why we need to take care of whatever. It's not about I'm proud of this or that. Yes. You need to, because you need to take it in Krishna service. And if you don't take care, then you cannot do service.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what happened? I decided to take this.
Yeah.
And I go to the dentist because I were there few times to check and everything, and then I think at home and this, and pray Krishna, should I take this or not? This is 14,400 euro.
4,000.
Yeah. I have money, but to spend for this, and everything. And then I go there, and me and my husband waiting. We had time to wait. The doctor, we came, I don't know, half hour before, and then we go to some mini restaurant to sit, and he drinks the coffee, I drink the tea, and we sit there, and then this restaurant was empty. How to say, no people there. You understand? Just 2-3 person. Nobody else there. And somewhere come one devotee. In this moment come one devotee, my how to say, not friend, but I remember her from the 25 years ago.
Okay.
Because we were a teenager, we were devotee when we were teenager together.
Okay.
And she came, and how are you? I saw her first time.
Yeah.
And then we talk, and I was so surprised in another town, not in my town, but 1 hour from here I met her, and then I know this I must do, because Krishna sent me this devotee, and we talk, and she said, yes, you do this.
Okay.
This, yeah. She told me, yes, of course, go there, they are good doctors, everything will be okay, and yeah, and this I get sent, Krishna sent me, the person who told me you are it's the perfect decision, yeah, because of that, okay, I will go.
You was needing somebody that to say
To
yes.
say it, and I
So
go
for
there,
your
yeah.
decision.
Yeah, but it's heavy to wear, not good, it's heavy, it's always you must put out when you eat and clean, and this is problem. Yeah.
You are almost. When you
Yeah.
when your eyes will be and
Will
you
be.
will be.
Yeah. But I'm 46 years, and
Okay.
I'm
Am I-
thinking,
That's okay.
I think even this age,
Never is that.
yeah.
And you look younger and healthier.
Yeah, much younger.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. Because I'm vegetarian only, long.
That's
Yeah, and I don't drink, don't smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, never drink,
I also want.
never go to sleep late.
Yeah.
Sada mi
You will
Okay.
become.
ja mislim da ima nešto, ali ne znam.
Let's see if there's
Možda
something
dole
left.
ako ima.
If something is left, then we'll take.
Dole po stepenicama, tu levo dole. Tu, ja.
Let's see.
Nice to talk with you, Mataji's. Hope
Yes.
see you again. Are you tomorrow you are going?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going.
Good luck
Yeah, thank
for
you.
everything.
Yeah, thank you.
maybe see you, you will come back or no?
Yeah, when I go back to Germany, I will stay here again.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
because
It's too
I don't
long.
want, it's too long.
Yeah,
to drive.
you can stay.
And I was thinking I come here, but I need to have a phone from here. I tried to call that I'm coming, but they're not picking up.
Ask for some young and
Yeah, I will do like this. But I have a phone, and then it's much easier.
Yeah.
And because it's official phone, what is that?
Yeah, right.
Somehow.
Let's see if there's something left.
See you, Ljubljana.
See you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Thank you for talk.
Yeah, it was nice.